So I wanted to take an opportunity to introduce the final project in this course, the Environmental Biology PSA. You've probably heard of PSAs before. A PSA is a public service announcement. So that's what you guys are going to do. You're going to choose some sort of topic that is, something about environmental biology that maybe you have a passion for, or something interesting you learned, or something you think other people should know about. In your discussion boards, a lot of you bring up PSAs and commercials, and you say that, well, people might know to do this, or people might be inspired to do this if they saw ads, if they saw some sort of media surrounding it. Well, here's your opportunity to do just that. So this is the overview. This Word document or PDF is available on Blackboard, but I just wanted to go over some highlights. So first thing, a timeline. This project is pretty much starting now and going up until the end of the semester. So I try to give you plenty of time to work on this project. Although there's a couple of different things listed on here, a lot of it is just kind of checkpoints along the way to make sure that you're staying on track and that you'll get the project done without a problem. So let me kind of talk about the video itself first, and then kind of go into the different specifics of the things that you're going to be turning in. The video itself, I am not looking for masterpieces. I mean, obviously, if you've got the skills to do something super awesome, totally do it. But I also recognize that not everyone has made videos before, or this might be their first time even recording a video and putting it on your computer. I get that, and that's totally fine. Here's the big things I'm looking for. 1, timing. The video needs to be somewhere between 1 to 3 minutes long. In this video, you need to address 2 things. 1, the environmental issue. So for example, if you're looking at plastic pollution, okay, what's the problem with plastic pollution? What's happening? The second part is the solution. So yes, we have this issue. What can we or you do as a way to rectify that issue? So those are the 2 things I'm looking for in your video. You do need to present at least 1 statistic or 1 piece of scientific information. You can't just say plastic pollution is bad. You can, but you should also say something else, something that kind of jars people. For example, 67 million plastic bottles are used a day. So you need to do a little bit of research just to find some sort of information that can really convey your point, but also be factual. The other thing is the majority of the content needs to be made by you. This is not a project to see how can I pull videos from the internet and then just put them together to make them my own. This is not that project. This is a project about you and what you can come up with. Now, if you're doing something about an endangered species, you might not be able to get a video footage of panda bears. So I understand that you might need some outside information. However, the majority of the content in your video needs to be sourced by you. Pictures you took, videos you took, text you wrote, things that you're saying. A majority needs to be you. If you are using content that is by someone else, whether it's a picture or video or audio, you have to use Creative Commons material. If you're not familiar with Creative Commons, essentially what it is, it's a license that people are giving that essentially say, hey, here's my picture, but you can use it in whatever way you want. This is critically important because if you upload your videos to YouTube, you can get them removed, and if they're removed, then you can't get them graded for this class. So it's all about really legal issues, and not even school legal issues. Legal issues of, can you use someone else's content, without their permission? With Creative Commons, you can. To learn more about Creative Commons, you can go to this website. It also helps you find material that are considered Creative Commons. If you're like, that sounds like a huge headache, then don't do it. Make all the content yourself, and then you don't have to worry about it. Something your video does not have to be or include is you. If you're like, oh, there's no way I want to be in front of the camera, you don't have to. You could be filming someone else. You can be filming like nature. You can be doing a voiceover. I don't care. Get creative. People in the past have included their friends, have included their family, co-workers, strangers at the supermarket. It's up to you. But no matter what, make sure you do get permission from everyone. So if you want to do like a random survey of people, make sure that at the beginning or end that you do ask if you have their permission in order to publish that material on YouTube. So talking about the grading, and the only reason I'm talking about the grading is it's going to mention a couple of other deadlines or a couple of other mini assignments that go with this PSA. So this whole project is worth 50 points. 7 of those points is an outline of the project. This is a very simple writing me a paragraph or two about the topic you're doing. So for example, plastic pollution, maybe you share the statistic that you're going to use, talk about why it's the problem, and in your video talk about, what solution are you going to have in the video? What are you going to share with people? This is due a couple weeks before the video, and it's really just to get you thinking about your video, what you want to include. If you have information that is not your own, you would cite it here in any format. Again, this is really meant to just help guide you, and it is due a couple weeks before the video. If you change your video, if you're like, I don't really want to go that direction, that's totally fine. You don't need to redo this. This is just getting you a head start on making your video. Then there are 25 points about the video itself. These we've already touched on. 8 points is for the quality of the video. Again, not looking for masterpieces, but I am looking for some sort of effort. 4 of these 8 points are my individual score. 4 of those points are going to be the average score that your peers in this class give you. Some things I'm looking for quality. So first, shoot your video in widescreen. Videos look horrible when you're using your smartphone doing it vertical. You can use your phone, turn it sideways though. You do not see commercials that have half the screen as black and just one tiny video in the middle. It looks really bad, so something to keep in mind. You also want to make sure that whatever you're filming, you can actually see what's happening. Make sure that the audio quality is good. Make sure it's not a whole bunch of text. Like, this shouldn't be a video of you having 50 words of text, and that's your video. That's what I'm looking for. Your peers might judge you differently, but again, masterpieces are not what I'm looking for. It's just really, honestly, effort is what I'm looking for. At the end of the project, 5 points for a reflection, very similar to the environmental controversy. And finally, this is a public service announcement. That's cool that you're making it for this class, but that's not the point of a PSA. A point of a PSA is sharing it with others, going public with it. So 5 points of this project is sharing your video to social media, whether this is sharing it on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever. You'll just take a screenshot of that, send it to me, and I'll give you the 5 points. If you don't have social media or you don't want to share on social media, which if you do a great job, like, why not, right? But to each their own. If you don't want to share to social media, then you can share to Reddit. If you're not familiar with Reddit, you're going to have to go to their website, learn about how to create an account. You're going to need to go to the specific link to post your video. It's a little bit more work, but you can still do it, still get the 5 points. So just kind of letting you know that alternative is out there. And that's it. So again, it's a 50-point project. I'm giving it to you about 4 or 5 weeks in advance. And there's a couple of deadlines along the way to make sure that you're staying on track. So let me know if you have any questions. And a lot of your questions is probably going to be answered in the public service announcement project folder. So this is the PSA folder. Here's the overview that we just went through. Here is some example videos that I really encourage you to watch, because there's 2 different types of PSAs you might make. One type of PSA is looking at an environmental issue, so something happening in the environment that we need to address. The other kind of PSA you can make is actually a commercial, and you can make a commercial for a product that promotes the environment, biodiversity, etc. You probably learned about some of these brands in some of your discussion boards. So you can choose to make your PSA one of those 2 different types of topics, and I have examples of both of those that students made in previous semesters. I'll have you take a look at topics. I have a list of topics you can choose from. You can definitely email me and suggest something that maybe isn't on my list. but all of the drop boxes to turn everything in are also posted, so you can work ahead if you like to. So again, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to post it in the BioCafe discussion board or send me an email.